Hello and welcome to College Algebra Math 110, Section 167, here at Aiken Technical College for the spring of 2023. And in this section, we're going to take a look at Blackboard and we're also going to take a look at XYZ homework. And by the end of this video, you should be able to navigate through the course and also start the homework assignments if you haven't already done so. Before we begin, I want to let you know that we simply use Blackboard as a core shell, meaning that there is no grade book and there are no actual homework assignments in Blackboard. However, you can access however you can access your homework problems through this XYZ homework link. So what we're going to do in this section is we're going to go through Blackboard. We're going to take a look at all of the links there on the left hand side. And then we're going to take a look at XYZ homework. So the very first link we have is the announcements page, and it's actually the home page once you log into Blackboard. The most important information for today is the course ID, which we're going to use when we log into XYZ home. On the Blackboard homepage, I will post announcements. I will post video lectures for the course, but you won't find any homework assignments. Next, we'll take a look at the instructor information page, and I am your instructor, Professor Diallo Cummings. You have my email address, which is cummingd@atc.edu. My office is located in room 752, and here are my office hours. Monday from 11 to 1, Tuesday and Wednesday from 10 to 1, and Thursday and Friday I'm off-campus telecommuting. Next, we'll take a look at the syllabus link. And here is the syllabus for the course. This is Math 110. This is a 3-credit hour transfer level math course. The prerequisite is intermediate algebra, which is Math 102. We have the course description, and in this course we're going to take a look at the different types of polynomials. We'll take a look at rational equations, logarithmic, and exponential functions. We'll also take a look at the inequalities, and we'll also look at the system of equations and inequalities. We'll use matrices, and we will find the solutions to higher degree equations. The required materials for the course are only an XYZ access code, not a MyMathLab access code, but an XYZ access code. And you will also need a graphing calculator. The TI series of calculators is recommended. Next, we have the course learning outcomes. And I won't read through these things in their entirety, but I will stress that you should familiarize yourself with the syllabus. Next, we have a critical thinking definition as well as the critical thinking student learning outcomes. Now, you won't be tested or quizzed on these things. They are a part of our QEP, our Quality Enhancement Program, and they're also a part of the culture here at Aiken Technical College. We have a standard attendance policy that states you must attend at least 80% of the courses. However, since this is an online course, I would recommend that you log into the course at least twice a week in order to stay on pace. 3 weeks or more without logging in may result in you being withdrawn from the course. There's a student academic dishonesty policy. There's also an academic integrity pledge, and also a place for you to sign and date. Now, you don't physically sign and date and return this to me. By you registering for the course, you acknowledge all of the policies, procedures, and pledges contained within this document. So please, at your leisure, take some time to read through the syllabus. Next, we have the addendum link, and in the addendum, it gives the expectations of you as a student in the course, and it also explains how your final grade is calculated. So once again, we have my information. We have the required materials information, which is an access code and a graphic calculator. And then we have the grading policy. Now, the grading policy consists of 4 categories. We have homework, which is 20%, and the homework is open all semester long. I encourage you to work ahead of the schedule if possible. However, when you start to have trouble, you should immediately get help from either myself as the instructor or from the tutoring center. And we'll take a look at the tutoring center document shortly. The quizzes, they're also open all semester long. They act as study guides for the test, and they're weighted at 25%. Now, there are going to be 3 attempts at every question. However, there's only 1 attempt at the quiz. The next category is the test, and the tests are worth 25%. And we have a total of 6 modules in the course, and here are their test dates. Now, all tests must be taken on or before the due date. Any test taken after the due date will incur a 10% penalty. Here we have the final exam, which is weighted at 30%. And the final exam is actually due Wednesday, April the 26th, 2023 on or before midnight. There are no final exam exemptions. Irregardless of what your grade is going into the final exam, every student must take the final exam. And then lastly, we have the grading scale, right? A regular 10-point grading scale. Next, we'll take a look at the lecture notes section. And in this lecture notes section, these lecture notes are actually from a previous textbook, but I'll make reference to these things in the video lectures, as you're going to see. There's also a formula sheet section, and there's a formula sheet for every module. These formula sheets can be used while taking the test and or the final exam. And then lastly, we have the tutoring link, and here is the tutoring or the academic success center's information. They have walk-in as well as online times. So next we'll take a look at XYZ homework. In XYZ homework, here's where you can find your assignments. So if you're new to XYZ homework, you simply click on the student sign up. You'll enter in the given information, and it's going to ask you for that course ID that was found on the Blackboard homepage. And you will also be granted a 15-day free trial access. So if you don't actually have your XYZ course code, you can start for free for 15 days. Once that 15-day period is up, when you log in, you'll be given the opportunity to either enter in the course ID which you purchased from the bookstore, or you can actually buy the course ID online. Alright, so here is our setup. And I'm actually in student view. Okay, I'll go into instructor view in just a second. So here again, we're going to take a look at the tabs that are on the left-hand side. And we'll also see how you can actually access the assignments. Alright, so the very first tab is the messages tab. and you can use this tab to send an email message to myself or to anyone in the course. There's a forums tab, and in this course we don't use forums or the discussion board. There is a calendar tab which gives you the calendar view. There is also a course map, and that course map gives us an outline view of the course. And then there is a gradebook category. You want to just take this gradebook category with a grain of salt because it only averages what you've attempted. So you're going to notice as you start the course, your grade is going to just fluctuate up and down. But I'm telling you from the beginning, just take that with a grain of salt. The grade book is not truly accurate until you have completed all of the assignments. And then this last group of links are just some basics about XYZ, how to log out, some help with getting started, and some help with how to enter homework answers. So on the drop down, this is where we can actually find the assignments. Okay, so we actually have 6 modules. I only have the first module visible to date. Okay, but later on this week, I will have all 7 modules. Okay, there's actually 6 modules, and then there's a final exam module. All of these modules will be available. So I'm going to just go back to student view. So if I click on this first drop down, you're going to notice that the module 1 materials are during this particular time period from 13th through 30th. Now keep in mind that this is just a tentative date. All of the homework and the quizzes are going to be open. Okay, the only thing that really has a strict due date is the test. Okay, these particular dates are here for pacing reasons. So if I click on the drop down menu, notice I have module 1.1, 1.2, all the way to 1.6. If you actually click on this module 1.1 homework, it will actually take you into the homework assignment. Okay, so for this first homework assignment, there are 9 homework questions because there's 9 possible points. I'm going to click on resume, and notice that in the homework we have a video link. We also have a place to enter our answers. So once we enter our answer, I'm just going to put in anything to begin with. I'm going to put in 1. It tells me that it's not correct. So notice I have the option to get this problem correct, to get a similar question, or I can go to the next question. Right, so if I get a similar question, notice that it gives me a similar type question. And this would be -2. So notice I got it right. So now I can move on to the next question. All right. So you would answer all of the questions in module 1. You would answer all of the questions in module 2. And then you will proceed down to do the quiz and the test. So notice that any test taken after the 30th will incur a 10% penalty. If you have any questions about the course, just please feel free to give me a call or an email. Thanks for watching.